Welcome to Spurs Focus, your go-to spot for daily Tottenham news, transfers, and match updates. Don't forget to support the channel by hitting that subscribe button now. Let's dive into today's top story. After the crushing UEFA Super Cup penalty shootout loss to PSG, Tottenham Hotspur are wasting no time in the transfer market. Thomas Frank's side are pushing to land either Crystal Palace star Eberechi Eze or Manchester City winger Savinho, both of whom could cost club record fees. With Son Heung-min gone and Dejan Kulusevski sidelined for the year, Spurs are desperate for attacking reinforcements before the Premier League kicks off against Burnley this weekend. Could a huge signing turn Super Cup pain into title-chasing momentum? Tottenham Hotspur will hope to get over their UEFA Super Cup heartbreak by bolstering their squad with quality ahead of the new Premier League season. Spurs failed to capture a second European honour on Wednesday after losing on penalties to Paris Saint-Germain. Despite being 2-0 up with minutes to go, they conceded two late strikes with the Champions League winners ending up victorious from the spot. As is the usual with football, there is no time to waste, and with the North London side beginning their league season on Saturday, at home to Burnley, there is more work to be done to improve Thomas Frank's side. While there have been 7 new arrivals this summer, Mohamed Kudus is the only signing that was both clinched this summer and also expected to play a significant role in Spurs' season. The club's interest in Eberechi Eze and Savinho has been discussed at length as they look to make last season's Europa League triumph the beginning of a winning mentality in N17. Here, Football London takes a closer look at some of the moves Spurs could clinch with just weeks left of the transfer window. Spurs have been locked in negotiations with Manchester City over Savinho, who endured a disappointing debut campaign for the Citizens last season. The Brazilian scored just one league goal, but did end the season, following the Club World Cup, with 16 goal contributions in 48 games, with 13 of those being assists. The departure of Son Heung-min and Dejan Kulusevski's injury, which could keep him out of action for the rest of the calendar year, has left Frank's squad a tad short in the wide areas. Discussion surrounding a £43 million package for the 21-year-old was reported, but according to the latest claims, it'll take a club record fee for Spurs to prize the Brazilian away from Pep Guardiola's side. According to journalist Jorge Nicola, Spurs held talks with Savinho's agent, who told the club that a £67 million bid would be enough to convince Man City to part ways with him. Spurs' interest in Eze this summer has been well documented, as the latest update on the transfer saga claims the club are set to make an official bid for the Crystal Palace talisman. Fresh off winning the Community Shield after the Eagles' victory over Liverpool on Sunday, the England midfielder could be set for a move across London if a deal between the two Premier League sides can be agreed. While Eze has been subject to interest from Arsenal, it's Spurs that have seemingly moved ahead of their rivals in the race for the 27-year-old's signature. Should Spurs succeed in their acquisition of the talented star, they'll reportedly have to fork out what would be a club record £68 million fee, which is the figure said to be Eze's release clause. Football London understands the clause expires before the start of the Premier League season. The ex-QPR man is said to be attracted to the opportunity to play in the Champions League and remain in London, but reports suggest Spurs value him around the £55 million mark, the fee they paid West Ham for Kudus in Oi. Manor Solomon may have signed for Spurs in 2023, but the Israeli has made just 6 appearances for the club. A meniscus injury, just 3 months into his career in North London, ended his 2023-24 campaign. The following campaign saw the winger sent on loan to Leeds United as he resurrected his career by playing a major role in the Whites' promotion to the Premier League. While he scored 10 goals and providing 12 assists for Daniel Farke's side, his return to Spurs this summer has been less triumphant as he missed the club's tour of Asia due to injury. With the likes of Kudus, Wilson Odobert, Richarlison, Mathys Tel and Brennan Johnson all ahead of Solomon in the rotation, Frank could look into cashing in on the 26-year-old. Spurs are said to be looking for £15 to £20 million for his services, with a return to Leeds being mooted, given Farke's displeasure with his lack of attacking options. The German was damning in the club's faltering attempts to improve their forward line, as he recently said, In comparison to our Championship side, we have not improved in the offence. We are not prepared yet for a long Premier League season. We are capable of playing at a good level, but in order to be ready and to win games at this level, you need players who can score goals and give assists. If Tottenham were to get their own taste of final heartache on Wednesday evening 3 months on from their European triumph. On course to add the UEFA Super Cup to their trophy cabinet, after winning the Europa League final back in May, PSG ensured that was not to be the case, after dealing Spurs the cruelest of blows deep into stoppage time. 2 goals to the good after Mickey van der Ven and Christian Romero netted either side of half-time. PSG really put Thomas Frank's men under intense pressure late on following some positive substitutions, and it resulted in Lee Kang-in finding the bottom corner in the 85th minute with a clean strike. 4 minutes into the allotted 6 minutes of stoppage time, and it was 2-2 after Goncalo Ramos headed home Ousmane Dembele's wicked delivery. It was the French side who prevailed on penalties as Nuno Mendes emphatically scored the winner after misses from Van der Ven and Mathys Tel. Despite the late setback and seeing a trophy snatched from their grasp, Frank can take plenty of positives from his side's performance. Tottenham were very impressive for 85 minutes of the contest, with the team causing the Parisians a host of issues. A number of players delivered big performances, including Pape Matar Sarr. The Senegalese ace was utilised in the number 10 role, and he offered plenty of support to Mohamed Kudus and Richarlison in the final third. In the absence of James Maddison and Dejan Kulusevski due to injury, Sarr looks set to have more of an attacking role in the weeks ahead, and his performance highlighted that he will be a major player under Frank. A standout performer during Ange Postecoglou's first season as Spurs boss, the youngster's levels fluctuated at times last term, but he did swing in the all-important delivery that Brennan Johnson scored to win the Europa League. Sarr has immediately caught Frank's eye since his arrival at the club, and he was lauded by the Dane after his standout showing against Arsenal in pre-season. It was great. I know he won Player of the Match, and, for me, he was Player of the Match, he said after Sarr's goal sealed a 1-0 win in Hong Kong. He took it. The goal, so well and so quickly, saw David Raya was too far out of his goal and put it away. By the way, I think Pape has been amazing. I really like how he has played and performed in the last 4 weeks, training and in games. He's building, and his all-round game today. Top. There is still so much more to come from the 22-year-old, and Frank's history of extracting the very best out of his players bodes well for everyone. Sarr once again delivered another impressive display as he brought plenty of energy to the team and supported at the back when required. The player didn't look too happy to be replaced in the closing minutes of the contest, and his exit did have an impact on the Tottenham team as PSG got their equaliser to take the game to penalties. Tottenham also missed João Palhinha when he came off in the 72nd minute in place of Archie Gray. The Portuguese international is such an influential player in the middle of the park due to his ability to win tackles, break up play, and get the ball moving forward. Palhinha was outstanding during his time at Fulham, and he may well prove to be Tottenham's most important signing of the summer when we take a look back at the 2025/26 season come May. Palhinha was very close to marking his first competitive Tottenham appearance, with a debut goal seconds before Van der Ven stroked the ball home after the midfielder's effort was tipped onto the crossbar by Lucas Chevalier. His absence was felt following his substitution, and many Spurs fans have pointed to the decision to replace the midfielder, Kudus and Richarlison, as a pivotal moment in the contest. Palhinha was not too keen on taking his place in the dugout following his substitution, as the TV cameras at Stadio Friuli in Udine picked up on him a number of times, standing at the side of the technical area, shouting instructions and telling his teammates to calm down. It was a clear sign of his leadership qualities and his experience as he tried to get his teammates over the line. Having seemed to have been stood in the technical area for what seemed a very long time when he should not have been there. And he was eventually told off by the fourth official, who clearly wanted him to retreat back to the substitutes bench. Palhinha is going to be huge for Tottenham this season, and the same goes for Sarr. Both were extremely impressive performers against PSG, and it could well be a sign of things to come between now and May. The countdown is on to the 2025-26 Premier League campaign, and our pre-season guide is the ideal way to prepare for the action ahead. As well as in-depth analysis and opinion on your club, we turn the spotlight on every team, battling for top-flight glory or simply survival in the toughest league in the world. Also full fixtures guide so you don't miss a game in what's set to be a thrilling season. Tottenham are making a surprise late push for Manchester City star Savinho. The 21-year-old Brazilian winger lit up La Liga with Girona and impressed Pep Guardiola last season. But Spurs are now in talks over a £43 million deal to bring him to North London. Could Thomas Frank pull off one of the biggest shocks of the summer window? Let's get into all the details. Tottenham have held talks with Manchester City over a shock deal for Savinho, it has been claimed. Thomas Frank's side remain in the market for more attacking players, and Savinho, 21, has been identified as a top target. The Brazil international signed for City in a deal worth £30.8 million from Troyes in July 2024, following an impressive loan spell at La Liga side Girona. While Savinho didn't contribute as much as he would have wanted during his debut season at the Etihad Stadium, he still ended the campaign with 16 goals involvements in 48 appearances. Now, according to reports, Tottenham are plotting an audacious move to sign Savinho before the end of the summer. It's claimed that negotiations have taken place around a package worth in the region of £43.3 million. City are not actively looking to sell Savinho, but he is open to the possibility, and Pep Guardiola tends not to stand in the way of a player who wants to leave. An agreement has not been reached, but work continues as Spurs attempt to land his signature in a surprise summer move. Savinho, who has 3 years left on his contract, scored 3 times and provided 13 assists for City last season. His preferred position is out on the right-hand side, but he can be used anywhere across the forward line. Having started his career at Atlético Mineiro, he joined Troyes in June 2022, part of the City Football Group, CFG. However, Savinho didn't make a single appearance for the French club, as he spent the 2022-2023 season on loan at PSV, before in 2023-2024 making a move to CFG sister club Girona. Savinho excelled in La Liga and emerged as one of the standout attackers in the division during his time there, scoring 11 times and adding 10 assists in 41 appearances for the Catalan outfit. City snapped up Savinho last summer, and he has been a firm figure in Pep Guardiola's plans ever since. But with Ryan Cherki signing from Lyon in June, Savinho's game time could reduce. Tottenham, meanwhile, are in the market to strengthen in attack. Mohamed Kudus arrived in a £55 million deal from West Ham earlier this summer, but Spurs haven't done much else in terms of bolstering the final third. This is where Savinho could help, and Guardiola often went on record to praise the ex-Troyes and PSV man last season. Speaking after he grabbed a goal and an assist against Leicester City last December, Guardiola said, "We're away from what we have to be as a team, but Savinho made an incredible performance again, like he did against Everton. He's a guy who can play on both sides. Today he finally scored a goal. He has an incredible ability and quality he's proven in that period. He arrived in the 6 months when the team isn't in the best moment than maybe he expected, compared with the past. He makes one action fine, second fine, third miss it, 4 mistake, 5 mistake, the 6th try again and try again and try again. And until the end, he tries. Defensively, he's not incredible in the 1v1, but his work rate is impressive, and he's so aggressive on both sides. He's had a lot of chances, but the moment you score 1 or 2, you'll score a lot. I'm really pleased for him for the game, the goal, the assist for Erling. On the left, he can make those crosses. The game he played was really good.